Alright guys, so we are trying something different today. I feel like I say that all the time. Uh, you guys know I love DCS, Flight Sim. You know that I don't think I've ever actually uploaded a video of Gunner Heat PC, which is a tank sim. I'll have to do that at some point. It's really, really good. I love armor, combat. I used to play World of Tanks, but it's a little more on the arcadey side. Gunner Heat PC is much more of a simulation, much more realistic. Have to see if I can upload that at some point. Love that. Love DCS and the flight, mechanics and everything, and doing strike missions and playing on multiplayer servers and all that stuff. The flight sim is really, really good. And I also love tactical shooters. I've played a ton of Arma over the years. Even Arma Reforger is really good. Played a ton of Arma 3 back in the day. Still go back to it once in a while. I don't fully go back to Arma 3 anymore. I just kind of go back and enjoy it a little bit and remind myself of how great it is, and then I don't play it anymore. I don't really know why. Love it. Think it's arguably the best war simulator ever created, but just don't have the desire to spend time there most of the time. I'm a little more of a focused nature now, whereas used to be Arma where you can do literally everything appealed to me. Now I like Ready or Not, which is much more focused and much simpler and more straightforward. DCS, same thing, more focused on one thing. Very straight, well, not one thing, but a lot of different things, but from an aircraft perspective. So this is a game called Warno. WARNO. It is an RTS, which is not the kind of game I normally play. It's not the kind of game that I have spent a ton of time in, and I am by no means an expert at this type of game. I'm just going to tell you that right now. This is not my area of expertise at all. However, imagine if DCS and Arma 3 and Squad, which is another tactical fantastic war game, Squad, were all combined into one massive war generator. That's basically what this game is. Now, it's an RTS form, so it's, viewed from 30,000 feet most of the time. However, if you zoom in and get down close to the ground, you can see how extremely detailed the world is, and the units that take place or that take part in the battle are even more detailed than any of that. I mean, the graphics are insane. It looks fantastic. It plays really well. The sound effects are amazing. The feeling of like an all-out war is really, really good. So I'm basically learning how to do this, like how to play this type of game, learning how to do it just so that I can enjoy this game, because I saw some gameplay of it and some YouTube videos, and I just kind of fell in love, and I said, I guess I'm learning another type of game now, something completely different, an RTS, a war simulator. Now, the thing about my personal journey in this RTS space, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not really following tutorials or watching a lot of videos to teach me how to compete in Warno. I have seen some, a little bit, but I'm mostly just doing what I know from like much more relaxed games. Like I used to, a long time ago, I played a little bit of Halo Wars. I used to play Stronghold, like OG Stronghold back in the day, long time ago. And Anno, like Anno 1602 AD, I think, which is more of like a town builder and less of a war game, but it does have combat in it as well. So I'm just basically using what I know about that. I'm not an expert on unit management or uh, unit I can't think of the word right now, but distribution. I'm an expert on distributing my units properly and all that stuff. So, and I've been cranking the difficulty up as I go. You can see over here I've got it on medium AI, and that is pretty much an even match for me right now. When I first started playing this, I started on very easy and I got my butt kicked, and then I started winning, so I went to easy and then I got my butt kicked, and then I started winning, and I started winning pretty easily against easy, so I went up to medium, and now I'm basically in a deadlock. Like on medium difficulty, it is essentially, they are exactly the same skill as me, so there's no telling if I'm going to win or if I'm going to lose. I will try to make this video enjoyable by showing you some of the action up close, not just looking at everything from 30,000 feet the whole time. But let's get into it a little bit. So I built this army. Once again, don't know anything about how many of each unit I really actually need. Don't know anything about how to build a deck. They call it a deck, your units. And I don't know, I don't like the term deck because it makes me think like this is a card game, and this is certainly not a card game. I get why they use it, but I just personally don't love it. But I built my army just based off what I thought would work, and then I've tweaked it as I've played. So like certain things I thought would work did not work, or I needed more of this and less of that. I did opt for a ground focused military, so my air-to-air units are not, I wouldn't say they're weak, but they're not nearly as strong as they could be. There are other battle groups that you can use that come with like the F-16, different variants of the F-16, air-to-ground F-16, air-to-air F-16, and they also have the A-10 Warthog, which is an absolute monster for airstrikes. Personally, I'm a little bit less interested in airstrikes, so I went more ground and pound. I've got a more tank focused. I'll show you my tanks here. I've got Abrams tanks and heavy armor, quite a bit of them. Some artillery. My infantry units are really heavily focused on these two groups right here. The fire team law, I've got 18 of those, and my engineers, and all of my units, they're more expensive because they come in armored vehicles like Bradley IFV and an M113A3. They're armored units. They're lightly armored. They're certainly not Abrams, especially not these two on the right here. These are very lightly armored units. They're easily dispatched. However, against ground troops, they're very powerful, and the IFVs actually can hold their own in a fight against some armor. So what happens is you call these guys into the battlefield. Not only do you get a group of soldiers that you can emplace somewhere in cover, whether it's in a group of buildings or in a forested area, but then you get the leftover tank that you can also place strategically. So I like to use it that way. I tried some units that come in Humvees. They're cheaper, so they don't cost you as much to use them throughout the battle. But the problem with that is, if you send a group of soldiers to this waypoint in a Humvee and you don't know there's an anti-tank tow missile unit hiding in the bushes, or a tank like a T-55 or something, your Humvee comes cruising around the corner and gets detonated and all the soldiers are dead. At least in the IFE, they can put up a fight against units like that. So they don't always win, but sometimes they do, and they still make it to their destination. So that's our goal. Let's talk about what the strategy is. We're going to be really risky. We've only got two. If you look, when I'm looking at the units here, the star that within the circle, that means it is a command unit. Command units can capture these outposts. There is a score counter of 2,000 points that counts over time. There's no time limit, so this battle can go on for 3 hours if there's a stalemate, which I have had stalemates last well over an hour, because I wasn't doing things properly. But the command units can capture these outposts. They're the only ones that can. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a big risk, and we are going to spawn both of our command units that are in the helicopters.
Where do you need us, sir?
Right from the beginning, which I don't normally do. We're going to have them capture Hotel right away. As soon as they capture it, we're going to have them bail out. So what we're going to do is we're going to put one of our Bradley teams here, and we are going to have them here. Now, one thing with these units is you have to manually tell them to unload. Oh, actually, no, you don't. You can tell them to unload at position. I did not even know that that was a thing.
Yes,
I just noticed that right now. Okay, so you can tell them to unload at position. That's even better. They'll do it automatically. So those guys will take position in that building. What the buildings do is it provides protection for your soldiers. Your soldiers can still attack out the windows and doors, but they are heavily protected and much harder to kill while they are in that situation. So we're going to take our other command chopper.
What are the orders?
Like I said, this is risky because if either one of these get destroyed, or if both of them get destroyed, we will have no command choppers for the rest of this battle, which is really risky. We'll be much slower to be able to move, but we're going to send them all the way to Papa. We're going to try to take Papa, India, Uniform, Victor, and Hotel right from the jump. What that will allow us to do is it will allow us to... We're going to send one of our command teams
At your orders.
to India to capture that. Oops, actually. We're going to tell them to unload at the position so that they will capture that point. And then we're going to take a group of engineers. They are in a lesser armored vehicle,
Need a ride?
so they will be a little more vulnerable until they reach their destination. Okay, so we've got 4 waypoints that are going to be captured, presumably captured by us. Then we will immediately, as soon as one of them is captured, we will get these helicopter units out of there, and we will send one of them to Victor to capture it right away, so that we'll have the advantage by numbers. The AI is on medium. It is hard. Like they put up a good fight, especially late in the battle. But we should be able to capture these points, and if we're smart enough and we react properly, we should be able to
Tank ready.
Man, now that I know I can have these units unload at position, that is so valuable. That is so valuable. Okay, so we are going to do that. And we only have 885 points left, so we're limited in what we can do as far as armor. Because one thing I did with my army is I made them very...
Red 6, mounted up.
very high quality units, which is great, except they cost more points. So if you're low on points, or if you're spending a lot of points, you might not be able to afford some of your better units, and that can definitely be a problem.
At your orders.
So we're gonna use we're a Hank I can't even talk. We are a tank heavy organization. we use tanks a lot in this military. So we are going to use tanks to defend our areas. How much points do we have left? We got 265 left. We're going to put a sniper team.
Someone call for a cab? We'll deploy at this position.
I'm going to put a sniper team there to do recon. We're going to put a Cobra, or excuse me, a Kiowa.
Yes, Captain.
We're going to put it right here.
Engage on site.
Alright. And we are going to use this. Oh, we can't afford that. Never mind. Okay, so we're going to have to wait on that. We can afford a group of engineers. Let's send a group of engineers. What do we have going over here? We got Team Law, snipers, and a chopper. Yeah, let's send a team of engineers over here.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to have them set up right
Bring
there.
us there, taxi.
Okay, so we're pretty much out of money. Everything is pretty much set. So now we're just going to have to react as things go, especially on the front lines. So we're going to launch the battle. As soon as we do that, the mission starts. Everybody will start moving. All of our units will roll out, make their way to their destinations. You see how detailed the units are. The combat looks incredible. The graphics are really, really good. The explosions look really great. It's a really good looking game when you go down and actually look at the action that's happening. Okay, so the enemy already secured one zone. We're really taking a risk with this one. That's a long ways. If we can capture this one, it'll put us in a really good position. We're going to have to get him out of there as soon as he captures this. Alright, so he has landed.
Where do you need us, sir?
Zone captured. Okay, so we're going to send him back here to capture this rear-facing zone. This zone is captured as well. We're going to send him back here as well to safety, hopefully. We want our guys to be safe. Alright, so we've already got combat going on over here.
Successful hit. Enemy spotted.
Okay, so now we've got some points. First thing we need to do is set up some AA defenses. I'm gonna put some AA there.
Enemy spotted. Beware, commies nearby. At your orders.
So we're going to put our Abrams over here by the main road. There seems to be quite a bit of action there. There is a T-80.
Enemy spotted.
Our Abrams is getting pretty tore up by that.
Good job, gunner.
That's a kill, but man, that's a lot of damage on our Abrams right off the bat.
Beware, commies nearby.
AA is moving in. Okay, so our Abrams was destroyed. That's bad. That's real bad. So we're going to need to call in another one of those to defend this location. I think we need a group of troops here as well.
Waiting for instructions.
Okay.
This is Red 2.
So you can see on the right, our points are counting because we control more bases. So the opposition is going to be desperate. They're going to take desperate measures.
War Daddy to Red Leader. I'm listening.
They're going to take desperate measures to capture a base. So we're going to figure out where they're going to attack the most. They still haven't even taken Gulf. We could try to take it, but I don't want to overstress ourselves. We're already gaining points. We're securing our positions. We gotta wait for the counterattack, which is sure to be aggressive. It looks like one of the things they're going to do to counterattack is come down this main road right here and create a lot of problems.
This is Red 2. Enemy spotted. Back up! Back up!
Dang it, that's another Abrams down on this main road right here. This is not good.
This is Red 2. Enemy spotted.
Alright, we're gonna set a group of fire team there.
Enemy spotted. Take cover, Lieutenant! Commies, right up. Get in formation.
Okay, so apparently
Yes, sir?
the main area they want to attack is right here down the main drag. So this thing is armed with powerful missiles, but only
One less.
lightly armored. You see how powerful these IFVs can be. These things can really do some damage. They're not, well, that one just got destroyed, but they're not heavily armored, so they're easily destroyed, but they are... Alright, we're going to call in a Cobra for some air support here, because these guys are coming down this main drag and causing some problems. We're going to call in another Abrams, but we're going to call him in to take cover instead of just hanging out on the main road, because that seems to be problematic.
Enemy spotted.
Another thing we need is we need some kind of scout in this
Enemy at 3 o'clock high.
area to give us better visibility.
Fly zone is hot.
And an Su-27 just shot down our Cobra. So that's great. Come on, AA, shoot him down. And they miss.
Commies, right up. Get in formation. Red 6, mount it up. This is Red 2. Enemy spotted. Enemy at 3 o'clock high. Successful hit.
That's a kill.
Enemy spotted.
Okay, so this is the front line right now. We need some engineers here.
Good job, Gunner. It's hot here. This is Red 2.
We got a BMP attacking our Abrams.
Good job, Gunner.
That's a kill. Another BMP hiding in the trees.
Red 6, mounted up. Successful hit. Damn, that was close.
Man, our Abrams are just getting wiped out on this road right here. We're winning. We're about to win the war,
Successful
but
hit.
wow, our Abrams and that T-80 took each other out. Okay, this is the fastest that I have won
Enemy at 3 o'clock high.
against medium AI. This is the most dominant win I've had yet. We haven't even called any Apaches or any jets yet or anything.
Dive. Yes, Captain. Open fire. This is Red 2. Enemy spotted. They spotted us! Good job, Gunner.
You see how powerful these IFVs can be. Wow. Okay, well that was a dominant victory and not something I expected. My last match that I did, I actually lost, so I'm really surprised that I was able to dominate so well. Taking that extra base, normally I only try to take 4 bases at the beginning, and then take the 5th base once the battle has started. So basically what happens is the first half of the battle is just a draw because you both have 4 bases, or you have the same amount of bases, and then you take over one of theirs and then that allows you to win the match. But that's how I've been doing. This was the first time that I've taken the risk of, I mean, that was only 10 minutes long. My last win was like 74 minutes long or something like that, like over an hour. So it's really cool. It shows that it was a total victory. They only had 71 points. You can look at every kill by every single. I mean, this battle wasn't very long, so there's not a lot of vehicles that even got a lot of kills. It looks like this one, Kim Abrams, is probably the top rated unit. And then you have your experience. It shows a breakdown of what you gained. It shows my win streak is 1 because I lost my last match. It shows that only 10 minutes went by. Let's see. It shows your kill percentage, how many casualties you had, and then when you go down here, it shows your orders per minute, which mine are probably really, really low because I don't usually play games like this. It shows which unit you deployed the most, which ours was Fireteam Law. We used 6 of those. Shows your kill-death ratio, 0.89. It's okay, I guess. And then Kim in the Abrams scored 460 points by getting the most valuable kills. Shows like your overall stats, how many skirmish points you've earned, like career wise, and I've spent about 8 hours in skirmish mode. It's the only mode I've actually played. I did all the tutorials and I've just done skirmishes ever since. So I've done 15 skirmishes. I am 9-5. Now that's only 14. And you would think, wait a minute, how are you 9-5 if you've done 15? Well, one of my battles lasted well over an hour and ended in a draw because I could not take one of their bases and they could not take my bases, so we were really similar in points. Actually, no. That is factually untrue. So what happened in that one was I fell behind. And I felt way behind. They scored like 1,900 points, 1,940 something points. You only have to score 2,000 points to win. So they scored 1,940 something points. I captured one of their bases when they were at 1,940 something, and I went on to score 2,000 unanswered points. So I reached the victory point. I reached 2,000. But because they were so close to 2,000, the game didn't give me a victory. It called it a draw. So we both lost, basically. Nobody won in that battle. You can see I now have 4 victories against medium AI. My victory ratio is exactly 60% now. And every game I have played on blue. I always play on blue. But this is Warno. It's very simple, like simplified. I have not tried the multiplayer. I am not going to try the multiplayer anytime soon. This is the single player. This is multiplayer. You can do mods. Not really sure. Oh, the armory is where you can customize your battle group and all that. It actually has every battle group in the entire game, which is a ton. There are so many units in this game. So you can create your own army. If you want to go Air Force heavy and you want to have like really good air strike capabilities, you can lean into that and you can choose a battle group that has much more dominant air to air. Like, I've tried different ones. When I first started playing, I didn't choose any battle group. I just left it on random. So every single battle, I had a completely different army than I did the battle before, which probably hurt my ability to get better at the game. But it also let me use a ton of units. Like the F-16 is insane in this game. The A-10 is just a monster. If you know where enemy ground units are and you call in an A-10, it just dominates. It's awesome. And the Apache's the same way. I was hoping to get to show the Apache in this mission, but I won so fast we didn't even get into desperate times. So maybe being more aggressive and taking more bases means like really quick victories in medium difficulty. I don't know. So I'm going to try a few more rounds like that. If it does mean quicker victories, I guess I'll up the difficulty, but I really don't think I can fight punch for punch against hard difficulty. Medium has been really hard. This is the first match that's been easy. But anyway, this is Warno. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I think it's like $39. It's not overly expensive. It's really cool. Really intense battles. That one wasn't very intense. It was kind of an easy win. But if the battle goes on, they will start pushing on different fronts. Even at medium AI, they may attack 2 bases at the same time. And man, it can be a lot to manage, trying to keep your units alive and call in reinforcements and call in air defense or airstrikes, and like it's a lot. Like my kind of like secret weapon so far has been the Apache. The Apache is an absolute killer. And so when I am like trying to take a base that's enemy controlled, or I'm in a tough situation where armor is overwhelming my ground units, I call in an Apache for support. I have 2 Apaches. I only have 3 Apaches. So in any fight with my army, I can only call 3 Apaches the whole battle. So if the battle goes on for an hour, 3 Apaches is not very many, so you have to call them strategically, and you have to be careful with them so that they don't get killed right away. And you saw it with the Cobra that we called. As soon as you call in an air unit, all of a sudden here comes an enemy air unit and shoots down your air unit. So you have to have your air defenses in place, which I didn't in that location. So he was able to just fly right in, kill my helicopter, take them right out. So it's all things I'm learning to be better at the game. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. I know my channel is all over the place. I know I show videos of all different kinds and games of all different kinds. I hope you guys enjoy it. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Some videos don't get a lot of views, but I still like making them, so I'm going to keep making them. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks for all the likes and the subscriptions and everything. Really love what you guys have been doing to encourage me to keep making more. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And you guys, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot.